Good morning, everyone. Just telling Brother Hector, it's always great to be with Brother Hector and you folks, that this morning I took my jog, 4:30 a.m., and it was windy and had a Caribbean breeze with a little lluvia, a little rain. So let's not let any weather knock us over. Let's have a great day together. Doesn't that sound like a plan, Stan? No vamos a permitir que el clima nos hace tener un día malo, porque el clima es espectacular. Mira, este programa es para ayudar a las familias. This program is to help families. If your family is doing just mighty fine, you might not need very many adjustments. But if your family isn't doing too well, please listen. Things are going to get better. We got to keep hope alive. El tema de hoy es Yo amo a mis vecinos y mis vecinos me aman a mí. Today's theme is I love my neighbors and my neighbors love me. ¿Cuántos vecinos conocen por sus nombres? ¿Cuántas veces has dialogado con tus vecinos? ¿Qué porcentaje de los nombres de las personas que viven en tu cuadra sabes tú? How many neighbors do you know by their name? How many times have you talked with each person on your block? How many names do you know of all the people that live on your block? He escuchado que cada persona en los Estados Unidos no saben más de 9 nombres en su cuadra, y muchas personas no saben ni esto. I heard last week that the average person doesn't even know 9 people's names on their block. How about you? Para mí, la mejor seguridad para una familia que vive en una casa es tener muy buenas y sanas relaciones con los vecinos. Yo tengo muchas historias de vivir feliz y seguro adentro de la ciudad de Lancaster. For me, the best security, if I want to feel safe in my home, in the city or in the country, is to have good and healthy relationships with my neighbors. I have so many stories of neighbor relationships that I can't for sure fit in a half an hour. Me siento muy afortunado porque en mi niñez mis padres me enseñaron por su estilo de vida cómo construir relaciones profundas con vecinos. De verdad, el vecindario cuando yo era niño era como una familia. Imagino que tú también has sentido eso, muchas personas que me están escuchando. I feel very fortunate because as a child, my parents taught me by the way they lived how to build relationships with neighbors. Really, everybody on our 2-mile radius, it was square miles, 2 miles south, 2 miles east, 2 miles north, 2 miles west. We knew every family. And my guess is that many of you listening to me have had the same experiences. That when you were growing up, everybody knew everybody else. We helped to raise each other's children. Yo me crecí en una finca en Michigan, entonces conocimos personas que vivían por lo menos 2 millas. Mi madre invitaron vecinos que eran viudas y viudos para celebrar Navidad, Día de Gracia, con nosotros. Mi padre también quitó la nieve de la entrada de coches para personas que no tuvieron cómo hacerlo, porque en Michigan se cayó mucha nieve todos los años. I grew up in a farm in Michigan, and we knew everybody in the area. My mother and father would invite widows and widowers to our home for Christmas dinner, for Thanksgiving dinner. She would take them homemade sticky buns sometimes. And we just developed really good relationships with everybody so nobody would feel like they were alone in life. And my father, he had a tractor with a little blade behind it, and when the big snowfalls would hit, he would go and unclog people's driveways that didn't have a way to do that. Because in Michigan, a lot of snow fell. Cuando me vine a vivir en Lancaster en 1980, compré una casa en la cuadra de 200 de la calle de Surán. De una vez comencé a hacer amigos y amigas por todas partes. Muchas veces la iniciación de una amistad con adulto comenzó por un hijo o hija, los niños. When I came to Lancaster in 1980, I bought a house on the 200 block of South Ann Street. What a beautiful neighborhood. Beautiful street, beautiful neighborhood, beautiful people. And I started making friends, men and women, up and down the whole block. It was amazing. And a lot of times, a relationship would be initiated by a little kid. Starting a relationship, talking with the kid, where do you live? And the child would show me where they live, and I'd go and meet the parents. And I mean to tell you, I have nothing but good to say about South Ann Street, and I hope you folks can say the same about the street that you live in. Yo tengo nada pero cosas buenas para decir sobre la calle Surán. Y ojalá que también tú tengas el privilegio de decir que te encanta tu calle también. Dios me ha llenado con amor por toda su creación. Entonces, para mí no hay personas malas. He tenido cientos de vecinos en mi vida. Y hasta ahora no he tenido ni uno malo. God has given me a love for all of God's creation. Therefore, I don't think there are any bad people. And I've had hundreds, maybe thousands of neighbors in my life. And I haven't met a bad neighbor either yet. Not yet. And you know what? I don't plan to. Yo tengo la siguiente filosofía. Una persona amorosa vive en un mundo amoroso. Una persona hostil vive en un mundo hostil. Todo aquel con quien tú te encuentras es tu espejo. Aha. I have the following philosophy of life. A loving person lives in a loving world. A hostile or angry person lives in a hostile or angry world. Everyone you meet is your mirror. Entonces, si alguien te pregunta, ¿cómo está su vecindario? Ojo con eso, porque la respuesta habla mucho de ti. If someone asks you, so what kind of a neighborhood do you live in? Be careful with your answer, because your answer doesn't say much about the neighborhood. It says a lot about you. Para mí, si yo les digo que mi vecindario es aburrido, es porque no soy una persona muy activa. If I tell you I live in a boring neighborhood, well, it's because I'm not very active as a person. Si les digo que mi vecindario es muy sucio, es porque no he estado limpiándolo. If I tell you that my neighborhood is dirty, well, let me tell you something. It's because I haven't been out there cleaning up my neighborhood. Si les digo que mi vecindario es muy cerrado, nadie habla, es porque no he logrado tener amistades profundas. If I tell you that my neighborhood is closed, nobody talks to each other, well, listen, my dear friend, that's because I have not taken the initiative to go out and create good, strong friendships. Si les digo que mi vecindario es muy violento, es probable que no he estado involucrado en construir amistades con aquellas personas. If I tell you that my neighborhood is violent, it's probably because I have been afraid to approach certain people and haven't developed a relationship with them. Repito, lo mejor seguridad que puede tener una persona en un vecindario es construir relaciones sanas con los vecinos. I repeat, the best security for me and for you is to build good, strong relationships with our neighbors. Muchas veces, con los vecinos compartimos comida. Si yo cultivo tomates, pepinos, les puedo regalar. Cuando yo estaba trabajando muchas horas cada día, agregando una parte a nuestra casa, mis vecinos fantásticos, hermano Edwin y hermana Gloria, me hicieron comida por 2 semanas seguidas. Mi esposa estaba en Chicago con las niñas. Imagínese eso. Fue increíble el compartir con ellos y ellos conmigo. Many times, as people, we can share food with each other. Who doesn't like food? If I grow tomatoes and peppers and pickles and things like that, I can share them. When I was working on an addition put on our house, my wife took the girls to Chicago for a couple of weeks to visit family, and I was working like 18 hours a day. Brother Edwin and Sister Gloria, who are our wonderful neighbors, made me food for 2 weeks straight and gave me a big plate of food. I'm telling you, boy, can they cook. That was incredible. Mis vecinos y nosotros intercambiamos herramientas, prestamos servicios unos a otros. Si necesita que yo voy a Lowe's para recoger madera, voy yo. Si necesito ayuda con mi carro, venga Edwin. Nos visitamos en casa. De verdad es algo increíble. Y no solamente Edwin y Gloria. Yo puedo nombrar todas las personas en la cuadra. Y ellos me conocen a mí también. Our neighbors and us, we do a lot of exchanging. Tools. We give services to each other. When Edwin had a pickup, I could use it. He no longer has a pickup. He buys something at Lowe's that I can fit in my van. Brother Frank, I'm at Lowe's here. Can you pick me up? No problem, brother. I'll be right there. We visit each other in each other's homes, and not just Edwin and Gloria, but I won't name everybody on the air because I know that Edwin and Gloria don't mind it, but I could name everybody on the block. My dear friend, it is so good to call up somebody and say, hey, listen, could I borrow 3 eggs? No problem, Frank. Come and get 3. Someone needs a cup of sugar. Hey, Brother Frank, could I have a cup of sugar? No problema. Hermana Gloria, necesito 3 huevos. Ay, no problema, Frank. Mira, aquí están. Y alguien toca la puerta mía. Frank, una taza de azúcar por mí se me acabó. Mira, claro. Para mí el hecho que mi esposa y yo tenemos muy sanas relaciones con toda la gente de la cuadra es importante para las hijas. Es decir, el mundo es bello. Hay confianza. Hay ternura. Hay bondad. We are teaching our children by the way we live. Our daughters see the world as beautiful, our neighborhood as beautiful. we can trust other people. There's gentleness, there's kindness, how we relate to people, how we talk about neighbors goes in the ears of our children and helps them become trusting and loving or hateful. Cuando nos conocemos como vecinos, sabemos las necesidades en las familias y podemos compartir el gozo y el dolor. When we know each other as neighbors, we share joys. We share each other's pains, and the burden doesn't feel quite so heavy. Y la carga no es tan pesada cuando nos compartimos en la cuadra. Cuando vivimos en la cuadra de 200 de Sudan Calle, cada año tenemos una fiesta de la cuadra donde bloqueamos la cuadra y mucha gente tenía comida para la venta. Teníamos payasos, juegos, un tanque de agua, música y unos años hicimos un banana split de 25 pies de larga. Yo hice una V con madera y después la cubrí con papel de aluminio. Helado de vainilla, maní, chocolate y crema batida. Imagínese 50 niños y niñas y sus caras de gozo comiendo banana split. When we lived on the 200 block of South Ann Street, I was there for 26 years, actually. We would have block parties every year. I'll tell you, Darlene Bird is a fantastic person, and she was our block captain. And let me tell you what a great captain she is. And we would block off the streets, the block, and people would sell food. We'd have music. We had a cakewalk where you pay 25 cents, and we put 2 circles on there. And if the music stopped and you were on number 16, they do number 16, you won the cake. Oh, my goodness. We had dunk tanks. And some years, my brother and I made a 25-foot-long banana split. 50 kids at a time would be eating. We did it twice. Buy some boards, put them together, cover it with aluminum foil, put down bananas, whole bunch of dips of vanilla ice cream, 25 feet long. Put some peanuts on top, chocolate, and then some whipped cream. Oh my goodness, boy, did we get some pictures from that, let me tell you what. Lo fantástico de una cuadra en la ciudad es que hay personas fantásticas, las cuales son afroamericanas, latinos, caribeños, los de África, Europa, Asia, China, Australia, Austria y otros países. Qué lindo es conocer otras culturas. Y en Lancaster hoy en día tenemos la ventaja de tener familias de diferentes continentes. Imagínese mudándose al otro país muy diferente que el tuyo y no sabe el idioma ni los costumbres, y cuando salieron de su país tuvieron que enterrar unas familias que en la guerra civil había matado. Horrible la cosa. Y estas familias refugiadas ya están llegando a Lancaster. ¿Usted conoce si hay una familia de refugio que vive en su cuadra? ¿Los han hecho sentir bienvenidos? The fantastic block in Lancaster, your block, my block, every single block in Lancaster City, everyone has different cultures. There's not one block where the same race lives in every house. I'm almost sure of that. African Americans, Latinos, people from the Caribbean, Africa, Europe, Asia, China, Australia, Austria, Japan, and a whole bunch of other countries. How beautiful it is to get to know people and different cultures. And we have the advantage in Lancaster of being a refugee city. Refugee. Most of us, almost all of us, have some family who at one point was a refugee. We should not forget that. Do we make our refugee families feel welcome? Have we invited them over? Have we asked them if they need anything? Do we provide rides for them? How would you feel if part of your family was killed in a civil war? Maybe even in front of your eyes. And then you ended up in a strange country like the U.S. How would you feel? I know how I would feel, because I did move to a different country, but I hadn't lost anybody to a civil war. It was really strange, and sometimes I felt scared when I was living in Colombia, South America. Tenemos una gran oportunidad de compartir con nuestros queridos vecinos. Hagamos familia del vecindario. We have a great opportunity, my dear friends, to share with our neighbors. It is incredible what sharing with neighbors does to a person's life. Mira, una tarde yo estuve en la calle de Surán y vi la policía llegando para como recoger muchachos que estaban en la esquina y ponerles en el vagón. Y les digo la verdad, había como violencia en la forma que estaban tratando los muchachos. Y los muchachos se enojaron que no estaban en la esquina y estaban botando botellas de vidrio hacia la policía. Esto estaba en la esquina de mi casa. Yo vi todo. Y también tenía miedo yo. I want to tell you about an experience I had on South Ann Street. Remember, I loved that neighborhood. I still do. I jog there every morning. I love South Ann Street, and I love all the streets of Lancaster. I love your street too, if you're not on South Ann. But one night, the Yellow Jackets, who were off-duty police officers that were helping with drug task force, they came with their paddy wagon and got a lot of the guys standing on the corner, because at one time there was an ordinance you couldn't be in a group of people just standing. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't like the way some of the young men were being treated as they gathered up. That's not an easy job, I will say that. But some of the guys were not treated very nicely. So some of the boys that weren't on the corner went on top of roofs and started throwing beer bottles at the police cars and the policemen. The whole situation was sad, and I must admit I did feel a little scared. A las 9 en la noche, yo volví a la esquina porque los muchachos eran amigos míos. Era mi vecindario, nuestro vecindario. No de ellos, no solamente de mí, pero de nosotros. Y yo hablé con los muchachos y les dije, mira, me sentí triste esta noche cuando vi todo esto pasando. Mira, ¿por qué no salimos del cemento y vamos a las montañas por un fin de semana para reflexionar de la vida y gozarnos? Y los muchachos, sí, vamos. So I went to the corner at 9 o'clock that night after the police had taken a bunch of guys in their van, and they had the guys came back to the corner again that were left. And I said, guys, I felt really sad as I saw what happened here tonight. And what I'd like to do is I would really like to encourage you guys to reflect on life. And what do you say we get off the asphalt, off the cement, and go into the mountains for a weekend? They said, yeah, Albright, let's do that. Entonces yo hablé con mi iglesia, y mi iglesia estaba dispuesta a pagar $100 para cada hijo. Una persona en la iglesia adoptó un niño y fuimos a the Appalachian Trail, el camino de Appalachia, por un fin de semana completo. Llevé como 15 muchachos. So we arranged it. We had meetings in my house once a week, and my wife, it stretched her a little bit, but these boys came into the house, and we met. The church that I was going to, Community Mennonite Church, was willing, people in the church were willing to give, $100 per student that was going to get sleeping bags, a tent, food, backpack, and we were hiking on the Appalachian Trail for a whole weekend. It was absolutely beautiful. And what do you think that did for the relationship between those boys and me? It just cemented it like glue. And then I could talk to the boys about my concern about them doing things that could have them end up locked up. And they'd listen. I listened to their stories. It was absolutely beautiful. El segundo año, un muchacho dijo, mira, ¿por qué no llevamos la policía de la comunidad con nosotros? One of the young men said, why don't we take our community police officer along with us? And we did. And then Officer Bonilla hurt his ankle going down the mountain, and he was being carried by two boys from South Ann Street. It was so cute. Amamos los vecinos. Los vecinos aman a nosotros. Vamos a ser una familia de cuadra. Gracias, mis queridos, por escuchar este mensaje de hoy. Tenemos un mundo bello, especialmente si nunca nos acostamos enojados. Have a great week.